Is your microphone on?
What?
Microphone on?
Yes, it is.
Are you on? Drugs? I mean, what?
Exactly.
I need to be on drugs. Oh no! Can't be reached. Touching me.
Oh,
Touching you. Figure it out. Come on. Get it together.
there we are.
Oh,
Oh,
maybe not.
Jesus. Oh, sweat pads, yes. So what's going on?
Nothing. What's going on with you?
I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on, but I feel like it's all private stuff, which is sucky.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I just
Yeah.
feel like this. It's like one of those things where it's like this is one of the first times where I feel like this week
We can't talk about it.
Yeah, it's like both of us a lot. And it's like we can't talk about it. It's too personal.
Yeah. There's some stuff that like stays with
I know,
us.
and it's weird because they were like, "Dude, you
It's
talk
literally
about
just
porn," and it's like, "Dude,
it's just
what?"
Ashley who watches.
And then I always just think I just think there's some people that go, "What's more personal?" Like you literally have talked about your love
My
life,
fucking vibrator.
your vibrator. You've talked about the worst thing, and I have too. Well, I have too, and
Yeah.
it'd be like, "We
Your
can't talk
vibrator,
about
too.
it." They're like, and I always think people like someday be like, "Oh wow, that's got to be really bad." If I can't talk, it's just little things. It's little things that just life just seems to be. As my dad would say, and my dad was real good at this, I would sound like a little old lady. My dad was real good at that. When I was in high school, I would come home. Oh, did you hear it? And be like,
The lighting in here is hurting my eyeballs.
He's like, I
think it's my migraine, but
I think it's your migraine because this light is barely doing anything.
I know, and I think that's why. Like, there's a certain like brightness, I guess, that hurts my eyes.
Does it?
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I hate the dark.
I don't mind if it's dark.
Right.
I don't mind if the light's on.
No.
I can't do like the dim.
Yeah, dim
I can't
and
do
dark.
Dim.
Okay, so
maybe. Do you think if I turn it on?
Go ahead. I don't.
Turn it on.
It's
a nothing.
Okay.
It's a nothing. I'm gonna turn it on.
Wait. So you and I are gonna talk about this because I have this glitch, and you know what? Ashley lives. Yeah, you live along with a dog, so I don't know if you were like this when you lived alone, but I live alone.
I've never lived alone.
I know. I've lived alone.
I've lived nights alone.
But I will tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I have in my living room. Now they're all LED lights. So first of all,
so the brightest fuck.
So first of all, let's make it. I don't pay a lot for electricity from these lights because they're the LED lights.
Maybe it's not light. No, we're done with the lights.
These are the worst lights in the world because I'll tell you the one thing I hate. I don't like yellow lights.
Yeah.
I need those lights.
Is there just one in there?
Like,
is it supposed to be two?
Oh Jesus, I don't know. Those are daylight lights. I have 3 100-watt bulbs, 3 of them, daylight in a thing. And the other corner is a 200-watt.
So it's like
bulb.
being in the sun in your house.
And then each room has 100-watt, the LED lights, but they're like LED. Daylight, like LD.
LD lights, yeah.
Because they're me, they're mine.
The TISM lights.
And I don't know what it is. I can't be in a room. Like Shannon always like, "Oh, turn off the lights." I'm like, okay. Anytime I turn off the lights to watch a movie, I'm asleep.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Dark means night.
Yeah, night.
I can't even watch TV. I don't even have a TV in my bedroom because I can't. Because as soon as the lights go off, I'm like, there's 2 things you do in the bedroom. You sleep and you have your fun.
Yeah,
you have fun. Right? That's it. That's all you're having. Right?
Good Lord, there's something that do not need to be seen on the level of light.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what Well, if you're going in there and it's dark and it's fun time, I get that.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
Even like a little light. A
little light at fun time because that seems to keep me
and
awake.
I want to see you. I don't want to be in the dark. I don't want to not see you.
Yeah. Do you
like you're turning me on for a reason.
I am so glad you're saying this because I always felt this is a me thing.
No.
Because a lot of women that I've dated in my life are always like, can we have the lights off? I'm like, I am so into you. Yeah. Why do you think whatever is like whatever you think you have is going to bother me? Mm-hmm. Because if I had anything bother me, I would not want to be going this far with you.
Exactly.
I want, and I'm not saying we need flashlights, or spotlights,
right?
But just a bulb on over here,
Right.
or a little.
The TV's on in the back. You
Yeah,
don't have one in yours,
yeah,
but
no,
the
but
TV
like
on in the
something like
background.
that. A
Yeah.
light, or I have a black light. That's hot too.
Ooh.
I have a black light with stars. I'll tell you
How
that.
gross is your room?
Someone get murdered here? Close.
Somebody's pussy dead. Hey, yo!
Well, I wouldn't say they were dead, but they were living. But
Fuck me till I'm dead.
little life over here, little life over here.
Ew.
Gross. That's so gross.
That is gross.
I know.
But it's okay.
I know.
It's not too far.
This place is never too far. But
oh my god, I was in the car with Joey.
and we had a black light, and we're like, here.
I don't remember.
How did you get up here?
I don't remember what he said, and I was like, Joey, that was too far. And he's like, I don't remember what it was.
Wow.
But he was like, sorry, like I don't ever have like a sensor. I'm like, well, it wasn't like too far, but it was
too personal. Is it too personal?
No,
I
don't remember what it was.
But
like for a second, it was like, ooh, it was almost gross, I think.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes too personal on certain people, I get like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting to picture what that is.
No, yeah, like sometimes you're going to go, I think I can just see. I will say this, and I don't. Okay, so you're a gay woman, so I want to see if this is the same.
Okay.
All right. I rode horses, so I was always with girls. Mm-hmm. So I always had to do the girl talk.
Yeah.
No, like be around the girls. And I have got to tell you one thing. Every girl I've been with, like friends, are fucking pigs. Mm-hmm. They are gross. They're 1,000 times gross than any man group I've ever been part of. Because it's exactly how it is. If you're a guy, that's exactly how it goes. And I'll say this because I know the conversations between two of my other friends, right? I will call them out. I call Rich and Keith because they'll know this, right? Hey, you went out with Chrissy last night? Yeah. So what happened? Yeah. Oh,
I tapped that.
Yeah. You did. Yeah. Was it good? Yeah. You do anything else? Yeah, we did something else. Yeah, we did something. We did a little something. She was doing something. Woo, she did something with her mouth. And whoa, my baby. Now, I'm telling you exactly how we're saying it. Nancy did something with her. It was like, I was like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That is the best. Nothing's ever said.
Right.
It just applies.
You're on the same line, though.
But we're all on the same line. Like, mouths. But it's never dirty. I sit with a group of girls. Did you see the bulge on that guy? Oh my God. That thing was popping in my eye. I swear to God, I almost want to gobble. I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, they're like, oh my God, can you imagine that piercing you? I'm like throwing me down. I'd be like, what are you talking? I'd be like, I used to cringe when I would sit with girl talk. And I would go, oh my God, this is nothing what guys talk about. But yet we got the like label of talking, because the problem is, see, you all 3 women or 4 women, you guys are tight. You guys don't talk. Guys will be like, so the 3 of us, one would be like, hey, you hear about Niles? Oh yeah, he got a little something for Chrissy. And all of a sudden, that's how we got our thing.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, oh, men brag. No, we're not really bragging. We're doing the same thing, except that the next guy doesn't take it as serious of like, don't talk about it. Yeah. Where girls, you guys will get nasty.
Okay, so I'm not quite girl.
No,
but I'm not like I'm more than guy.
Right.
When I talk about it, it's usually like just the same. You know?
Right. Well, no, closest friends are always different.
Yeah. But I'm not girl. Like I'm not giving you every fucking detail.
Right.
What happened.
Right.
I'm gonna be like, whatever happened last night. Like.
Yeah. So you're.
Yeah.
But I've sat with girls, and girls are always, and it's always like the next girl, like, oh, I'd be like, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. Yeah, Niles, you're one of us. I'm really not, because what you're talking about, I don't want to. Because it'd be like, I think it was a few times that I liked the girl and she was talking, and I liked her, and I was just like, I need to leave. I need to leave before something bad happened. Like, because I was getting like turned on by like she's talking about some other guy. I was like, I wish that was me. I wish that was
like,
me.
I have to use the bathroom.
But I was like, oh, but guys, it's always my friends.
How did we start talking about this?
Huh?
How did we start talking about this?
How do we talk? How do we?
Oh, because
personal.
yeah.
Same time.
I was trying to like go back in my head.
Some things are too personal.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you know someone, you just go, okay. Like just some things.
There are some people who just like will tell you every detail in your life and in their life, and it's like, okay, I didn't need to know every little detail. I didn't need to know you shit today like 16 times. Like
yeah, I don't even know that. I think. Okay, I do have a male problem that
sorry about it. There's a pill for that.
Since I've been on this diet, that has not been my problem. If anything, I'd be like, where have you been? Why have you been so excited lately? Keep it down.
Simmer down now.
No, I'm like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, you're way awake before
I'll ask you later a question.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, was it like when you were on the edible?
Yeah. Just keep focused. Keep focused so you don't look at anything else.
My eyes are shut. No, they're not.
I'm gonna close my eyes. They're closed. Are you sure? No. No, I have this problem lately, and I don't know what it is, and I need to get over it, and I admit this. I can't handle I'm gonna bitch, and I'm gonna bitch about something you can fix. I'm starting to really hate that.
Yeah.
Like I don't do well on that lately. And it's like, and
it's
a male thing because a male, like I'm a fixer. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's my personality. I want to fix and protect. I'm a fix and protect.
Yeah.
And I think that's the worst thing about me sometimes because as much as it's a wonderful thing, it's a horrible thing. It has its pros and cons. But there's a lot of times.
I feel you. I'm the same way.
And I feel like a lot of times I'll be like, then don't go. Don't say no. Like,
right.
And it's like, you can't, because the person
they just want to bitch.
Yeah, it's like, the big thing is, I just want to vent. That's fine, vent. But can we not vent about it's always the same thing, but different.
Yep.
I'll just use an example. The shoe's like shit. It feels bad on my foot. Oh, okay. Well, I don't have the money. That sucks. Oh, God, you know what? This big toe is really hurting me with the shoe that you can't afford to fix, right? Yeah. It's like, I had this cramp in my leg. You're like, about the shoe. You can't fix it. You're like, it's 3
maybe just
months.
Go barefoot.
Are you still don't have the money?
Right.
Like, maybe you should not go out and drink tonight or whatever what you're doing and buy a new pair of shoes.
Right.
Now, I get it. There's sometimes it does work that way.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes you're like, come on.
Yeah. You're like, I will give you mine. Shut the fuck up.
And I try so hard, and it's like I want it fixed all the time, and it's like I'm so bad at that, and I try not to be. I really don't. I really try not to be. I've been trying to be quiet more, but I don't do it.
That eats your life too.
Yeah. I don't win.
Yeah,
I don't win lately because I have that. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's...
I need to start walking off. Walk that shit off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Walk that shit off.
I think I'm keeping my girlish figure.
I'm actually losing weight because I keep jerking off.
When they said
how many calories do you burn?
When they said I was going to lose a lot of water weight, I don't think that's what they meant.
Yeah. You'll need a dam. Are you causing the hurricanes?
No, it's the wave coming on the other side. Was it like a 10-foot wave that's supposed to be coming? Like, seriously,
probably.
It's like, I don't know what. It's just, I have to say, this is my vent. I think someday when you look back at these and watch it, be like, these are my vent.
You can burn between 100 to 150 calories just by masturbating.
Oh,
so maybe that's your thing.
That's my thing. I just got to be in there
poor dick.
30 times. We're raw.
Yeah. There's no skin left. It actually fell off today. It just yanked right off.
Still felt good though.
was the best one. I think I almost lost my vision too. Kind of a mess.
That's the other thing. Since I've been on this diet, I know this is gonna be funny. My eyesight started to get better, and then I cracked my head on the thing, and then my eyesight got bad again. And now I'm getting better now. I'm like Jesus. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. I did hear about this, and I wanted to talk about this. I was watching.
Well, I don't want to.
Oh, well, too bad.
You could talk. I'll listen.
Perfect, because that's not how this goes around.
I know.
They were talking about the internet in 5 and 10 years is going to be basically shut itself down, and the reason why, and then God, it made so much sense to me, because AI is becoming so advanced that even when it's us sitting here talking, people aren't going to believe it's us sitting here talking.
Makes sense.
So even the people who believe the internet will get to a point that they won't believe the internet.
Yeah.
Because it'll be, I don't know if, I seem to get a lot of AI pictures of, and I'll be like, I don't know if you stroll through Facebook, I get like AI pictures.
Kelsey just tagged me in one for Disney World.
Right.
And then like, it was edited after she tagged me and said like, "Oh, I realized this was an AI picture."
Right, but it's
like
AI,
from the hurricane or whatever.
But you believe it. You go, "Oh God, that looks real," and it looks real. Yeah. Even the when
but
it's
like
model.
with those types of things, I don't believe it. Like I always look at the comments first.
Okay.
But even the comments could be wrong.
What I'm saying is we're getting so advanced.
Yeah.
And one of the other things he was talking about was that they were saying, what are you going to do? Because AI now writes papers. How do you know students are doing their own papers?
Well, then I want to be a student later in life.
Because actually, I do want to be a student in about 5 or 10 years because he thinks school has been broken for years, but now they'll have to fix it to a point where it can't just be papers writing out because AI is going to reword everything to like it's your idea.
Yeah.
And then so it'll have to be like an oral thing. Like you have to have
we do like oral.
I'm not going to complain, but Jesus.
Yeah. How many colors do you bring with oral?
She's a teacher. Drop it. Our only fan is a teacher.
She's going to turn to, even though the internet thing, you know? So what you're saying is I should tell my feet pics now and not later?
So it'd be bad if I'm in your sister's class going, I think you graduated a long time ago.
That's because she's elementary. That'd be weird. Probably going to be a lot more
secure. Is she elementary?
She's elementary.
Oh, I thought she was middle school.
No.
Oh. I thought she was fifth grade. Elementary here. Or 5th grade.
It was back and forth with us. So, like, Sammy went to 4th grade in middle school.
So did Marin.
Yeah.
But I went to 5th grade.
Young.
But I went to 5th grade in Portsmouth Middle School.
Actually, your personal opinion, do you think 5th grade is better off in the elementary or the middle?
No, okay. So I know she's going to take a second because we always have a delay.
Yeah.
But
type faster.
Let
AI do it.
AI, what do I think? No. So this is how it was in my day. Now, we used to have a dance every month. So it used to be 5th and 6th graders and 7th and 8th graders would have different dances. And we used to get one every month. And I remember being...
Just like a period?
Yeah, exactly. And I remember being in 5th grade...
My period would be every time.
And I do remember this very clearly. Running around the gym like an idiot in 5th grade and playing tag and being a typical boy in 5th grade. And a 6th grader boy grabbed me by the arm and said, "You don't do that here. This is a dance. You're supposed to dance with girls or sit there and be quiet and listen to music."
I see it both ways. There's a good chance 5th will be moving up to the middle school in the next 2 years. So it'll be interesting to compare the two experiences from a teacher standpoint.
Oh, there you go. So she did the political.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
Trump Biden trip. Just say what's. So I think in this country, as much as I like the red, I like the blue too. um. So, but I got grabbed, and he said, "You don't do that here.
Mhm.
This is a dance. We're trying to dance with girls because they were in sixth grade." And I was like, and I remember getting like, I was already sweaty from running around, but getting that panic sweat, like
Yeah.
that, oh God, I'm gonna get my face punched in.
Mhm.
And he's like, so you guys have to act more mature or don't come to these.
Mhm.
And there was like 3 or 4 guys walking around because you always be like a group of guys walking around back then at least, and
Mhm.
there'd be different songs. And then as soon as a slow song came on, it was like everyone like would try to get
With
ask
somebody.
a girl,
Yeah.
like somebody, and or you'd be standing there on the side like, oh God, oh
I
God.
feel like every month is a lot for a
Um,
dance.
but we used to have more than that.
That's crazy.
Like when I was like, but it was religious. Like every month, like you could always guarantee there was one a month. But I
Mhm.
remember sometimes there was two if there was like because sometimes they did like fundraiser dances, so they
Mhm.
would make money because they would have like the cookies and drinks all out, and then the
Yeah.
dance would be inside, and you'd be dancing, and then you get really hot because the gym has like zero airflow,
Yeah.
which I never
And I
understand.
think it actually takes it away.
Yeah, and then you like
It's not that I'm picking the middle roads so much as I don't have an equal experience to compare.
I love how she defends herself when I'm just busting her chops. She's like, "How dare you? You, you question my expertise."
You're so annoying.
I know. And I remember going out and 25 cents for a cookie that was about like this big, 50 cents for like a cup of punch or something, and it was not a
Nothing's
Dixie
like
cup,
$3
but
now.
well, they were
Inflation.
talking about 85, 86 in fifth grade.
Right.
For me, I mean,
Right. I'm just saying inflation now. That's
yeah,
like $3.
and so I remember,
And you can't have like certain things now. Like everything has to come from the store and it has to have the ingredients and
yeah,
blah
not
blah blah.
everyone can't nuts, and so you can't do
Nobody
those.
cannot.
Yeah. Oh, I'm screwed.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
You're not losing any more weight.
This is all water weight. Once I pop.
Come on! We have a monsoon. Ew. I got a picture of it.
I'm stuck.
Ew. Like a spider web.
So,
Come on.
I love he said it twice. It's so
I know.
funny. It's so funny. It's one of those where you just keep going. So
Come on.
so I remember being a kid, and then I believe it was the third dance I went to, or the second dance is when I met Chrissy.
Hmm.
And you know
Fifth
what
grade?
it was? Huh?
5th grade?
Yeah, fifth grade.
Mhm.
We started dating in fifth grade. And you know how we started dating? A guy grabbed me, a guy grabbed her, and said, "You guys are the same height, dance." And I said, and I was like, oh God. And I remember dancing, and she was like, "I'm super nervous." I'm like, "I'm super scared." And because we were both like nervous, we started talking to each other. And she's like, "You want to go out?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And she's like, and I remember he's like, "Well, let's just say you asked me." And I was like, "Okay." Like, this is brilliant.
Great. Excuse me, I have to use the bathroom.
Well, I wasn't that quite
No,
yet.
you just
If I was only in fifth grade,
you
and
just
then
pissed yourself. That's all.
literally came home, was on cloud. I wasn't even a 9. I think I was on like 30. I was so physically high
Yeah.
that I remember the next day.
High. You're both high.
You ready for this? Next day, I said, "I'm going out with the girl. I'm going out with the girl. What's your name?" "Oh, I think it's 2 first names."
Huh?
Maybe I could not remember her name. And her name was Christina Allison. But I couldn't remember what was her name.
Yeah.
Like, I just remember that, gee, it sounded like she said 2 first names. Because I think if I remember right, she says, "What's your name?" And I said, "Niles Perry."
Mm.
And she said, "Christina Allison." And I just went, okay, was that her last name? Or was that her whole name? And I, like.
Was Allison her last name? Or
Yeah,
was that
Allison
okay.
is her last name. Well, was her last name because
Yeah.
she's married now.
Yeah.
Not to be somebody else.
Did everyone call her Chrissy, or you just that was
You
just
know what? I feel like it was only me because I feel like a lot of people call her Christina all the time.
Mm.
and I'm sure somebody else did, and I'm not trying to say, and I don't remember enough. I think it's one of those things where we have to ask. Yay! We're home. Aww. So, we were, and of course, back then, 5th grade dating was like 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
And you went to like a movies and then you break up because you didn't see him enough, you didn't talk to him, you didn't
Right.
know. And then in 6th grade, we saw each other because we did the whole bumping into each other, like, oh, I like you, you liked me, let's try this again.
Yeah.
I think in 7th grade was the big year where we were going to movies all the time and literally sitting there and going, putting my, like, doing the whole like you know, do it like, you know, like having your
Nobody
hand,
can see it either.
like, I know. No one can see anything
Up here.
up here, right? And I'd be like this, and I'd get a little bit closer, and I would be like almost touching. I'd be like, no, because it was like she's not leaning into me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was like, and then I'd get into, and then I'd go like with my finger, and then I'd feel her moving. I'd be like, oh, okay. my palms would be soaking wet, and she'd be like, you're a little clammy, and I'd be like, you think?
I'm sorry.
Like water's dripping off of me. It was just like tons of water. It was like a mess. And by the time we got to 8th grade, I think things got a little more, like we started maturing enough and getting a little more serious. Oh, go ahead, come on.
Come here.
Bring our new friend.
Come here.
Go ahead, go walk. It's all right. We don't care. It's us.
Surprise!
We can't really see it.
You literally blended with me.
I know. Oh, say
You kind of
something.
stink.
Oh,
Well, you peed in the carrier. I think.
Oh,
Like when they
right
put
now?
him in there. No, like
Oh.
when they put him in there, he had peed in it by the time I had gotten out to the car.
Oh.
Because I was gonna take him out to go, and then as I opened it, he had already peed in it.
Gotcha.
before you say something, I take a shower before I come here, so there's no puppy germs on my hand before you walk.
Kirby's home.
No, because we talked about what we talked about, and I would have it if I was.
Yeah.
So.
Don't hold him?
Yeah. I never had a puppy before. I had no puppy.
This is Kirby.
Oh, get a little closer.
He's our new mascot.
Oh, there you go. There he goes. Hi. Hey, look right there. Look. Oh, is that you? Can you see? Nope.
Oh my god, that's so cute. Aww.
Thank you for the kisses. You know, oh, you got puppy breath.
Mm.
Oh, you got puppy breath. I know all about the puppy. It's like a skunky smell, puppy breath.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it is. I know. I've been around it enough, right? Yeah. Want to go see mom? Or you want mom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Give you the loves. It's hard to tell what kind of coat he's gonna have, but I think he's probably gonna have a pit bull, unless something. I don't know what he's mixed with. So
Yeah, me neither.
But what he looks like,
We keep asking him, like, what are you?
An
idiot sandwich.
He's like, I'm here to be loved. I want to be hugged.
He's like, I'm just a baby. That's what I am.
I want to be.
What are you doing?
Well, wait a minute.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
What? Take your time.
Because Ashley just threw me off. What's his name?
Kirby.
Why?
Okay. Let me tell you the story.
Because she said something and I think something else. So I'm gonna.
Did she say something about a Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yes, and I said.
That's exactly why he's named that.
And I thought it was Kirby after that little thing that ate everything. And
yep,
Nintendo
sure
thing.
is.
But that's not a Pokemon.
But let me tell you the story.
Exactly. That's why.
Let me tell you the story.
Did she just agree with both of us?
Because
yeah, it's a Pokemon. It's Kirby. Wait, Kirby
not
is
a
a
Pokemon.
video game.
But,
oh, it's not a Pokemon.
But listen,
okay, good. Okay.
Yeah. So we were in the car one time.
Okay.
Kelsey.
Well, who's we?
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
Kelsey, me, and Ashley. And Kelsey was going on about Pokemon, probably Pokemon Go, because
I
that's
remember
Kelsey.
you got really addicted to it. I don't know if you still do it, but you were.
Yeah.
And Ashley said, the only Pokemon I know is Kirby. and we bust out laughing.
That was a video game where he would eat things and then become whatever he ate, right? From Nintendo back in the day.
Is. And that's who she thought was a
that's
Pokemon.
old. That's almost my time a little bit. Like, and then they came out with newer ones. It's like Mario, but
right.
Not as old as Mario.
Right. So it's always been a running joke. Like whenever we talk about Pokemon, it's like
I'm so glad the story made the podcast.
Like, oh yeah, Kirby's my favorite. Whenever I see something about Kirby, I'm like, oh, favorite Pokemon.
Oh,
so his original name was Nintendo.
Oh, okay, all right.
And Kelsey wanted her first dog or her dog to be named Titan. I'm like, he's not a Titan. So I was like, there's a game called Nintendogs. So I'm like, Nintendogs, come here, Nintendo. Obviously, it wasn't going to be that. So I was like, well, what about Kirby? Because he's the best.
She's gay,
Pokemon.
And she's making the name sound gayer. Nintendo dog.
Come here, little bitch.
She's making a bad name sound worse.
I know. It was just a joke.
Yeah, no, okay.
It was never going to be that.
Titan's still good.
So I was like, well, what about Kirby? And she was like, no, I don't want that. And then I just
kept
calling him Kirby.
Pokemon.
So she said I can name him. So here we are.
Okay.
Kirby.
That doesn't. Because when she said Pokemon, I'm like,
what the fuck?
This is a video game. Like, then I was like, well, maybe there is a Kirby, because I don't know enough about Pokemon, so I didn't. I was like, I'm old too, so I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. It looks stupid, even though.
Well, too late.
I'm glad that it was Ashley that did it. So annoying. Who doesn't know it's an old thing that it's a little pink ball with legs and arms.
Yeah, this is Kirby. I'll
and it would no one sees it. And then it would eat like fire or whatever, and then be like shoot it out or use that power or something, right? Wasn't that the video game? Yeah, okay. It's a little pink ball with little little feet and hand, And the object is when
everyone
it eats.
Zoom in. They can't see it, but zoom in.
I love how there's a giant glare. Oh, Jesus. There you go. People like now, I can't see it sideways.
Turn your phone.
Yeah, I know. It's turn your phone, you idiot.
Turn your laptop, whatever you're watching it on. Turn your head. How's that?
Yeah, and the
worst part was that I said Kirby was a Pokemon, so with so much confidence.
So much confidence.
She was so confident.
But let me tell you, the best part when he's in Harry Potter. No, but if he was, she would have known.
Okay.
I think that's his coughing.
Oh, okay.
He's fine. He's not, and I held him. He's not even wheezing.
Okay.
Take that for something out of 30
I can
years.
hear like crackling.
Yeah, but he's not wheezing like he can't breathe. Yeah, then I'd be worried about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Being honest, you're fine. You really are. I know you guys are gonna be worried. You're fine.
We're just sensitive.
Yeah, it's a little cough. Oh, hairball. So,
what were we talking about?
Oh God, I don't even remember.
Was it the dance?
Yeah, it was the dance, and then by the time I got to 8th grade, we became a little more serious. Like we didn't go to movies and stuff. Like we still go out, and then by the time we got to, we broke up again, like for the 110th time. Because that's what you do in middle school. You date for a little bit. You date someone else.
There's so much drama in middle school.
There is so much drama. Nowadays, it's not, because they stay little kids now. And all the dramas in high school, where they usually would have had this all done. Because I see so much drama, and I go, that's all middle school shit. Why are you guys doing this shit? But they don't start dating until 8th grade.
Was it because of COVID?
Not even. They just don't date. Because Talon's the same way, and Marin's the same way, and they're seniors. And they COVID was in 8th grade for them. So they still had 3 years, 4 years of that. Like,
maybe because they were so coddled.
That's a lot of it. And teacher can't say nothing. But
yeah.
They're like a lot of the parents don't want their babies to grow up, or they're kind of protected, I guess, the way it is now.
Yeah.
Where us, it was learn, go out, crash and burn, and we didn't Chrissy and I didn't but go back out until like the end of our freshman year. Because I remember when I bumped into her, she was dating someone. She goes, "I'll go back out with you, but you got to be serious this time, like serious."
Mhm.
And then the next 4 some years, I was as serious as you could be. Like we didn't. I don't even think we fought a lot.
Yeah.
It was just easy. Everything was easy with us. I always wanted to have fun. And the best rule we ever had that I feel like no one does anymore is when your parents said no, no one got mad
Mm.
because it was our parents and we had no control over it.
Yeah.
So would I call her up and she's like, no, my mom said I can't go. Okay. She's like, but I know you're going to go have fun. And I'd be like, I want you to go. And she'd be like, my mom said no. And then if vice versa, it'd be like, you go, have a good time.
Mhm.
My parents said no this weekend.
I wish my mom would say no to stuff still.
Yeah. I feel like that was my scapegoat in high school.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, my mom said no.
Actually, that was the best thing. My mom taught me that. My mom, I don't know.
There's drama in the middle school and it starts in 5th grade.
Oh, it does. Because I can tell you, the ones around here don't like the one not here, but like that group.
Yeah.
They're all the drama. I mean, I
Maybe
think
it's just different drama.
Talon and Grayson didn't really start dating until 8th and freshman year. Like they've all like
That doesn't mean other people weren't.
I know.
I didn't date. But
but
there was
I'm
a lot of
talking about
drama in middle school, I'll tell you that.
I'm sure there's drama, but I don't know. There's more drama than I just remember everything being black and white for me because I made my life that way. One rule that I had very strong for me, which I tried to install this in Marin, and she does not do, is that I used to judge you all by character.
Mhm.
So if I hung out with you and you're amazing and you're cool, I wanted to hang out with you. But if you're a douche and you were like doing something I didn't like to do, like let's say you hit your wife, like or at that time, let's say you hit your girlfriend, right? And I would let's just say she was
so
hitting you.
extreme.
No, I know, no, but it was
Yeah.
like that because
Okay.
some
You're
guys
gay,
did some
yeah.
shady shit.
Okay.
Well, if you really want, I'm not going to say names, but there was a guy in school got accused of going to parties and taking advantage of all the drunk girls.
Mm.
And I was friends with him in like our freshman year. Now he was like a year older than I was, and I felt like the more I found out, and the more I kind of like found out it was true, the more I was like, I'm not hanging out with you anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like, why? We go to parties. I'm like, I'm not hanging out with you. Well, what's your problem? And I would come up with every excuse why I couldn't go and hang out with this kid, because at the end of the day, I always felt like his negativity was going to hurt me.
Mm.
Even though I didn't do it, I always felt like I was going to get in trouble if I was friends with him. And I don't feel like people do that now. Like,
yeah,
I have like too many examples, and I can't say names. Like of people who just don't say, "You're not good. You are bad."
Yeah.
If I stay around with you, you're going to rub off on me. The only person I ever didn't do that to, which is ironic because he was as toxic as he was for me, was the best thing in my life. It was such a catch-22 that my rule could never fit in, was my late buddy Ryan. Because when we together, we drank like fish, and it was the best time of my life. I laughed, I joked, I was super conservative. He was super like, hey Niles, it's $1. You got $1 in your pocket? I'd be like, yeah, I'm trying to hold on to this dollar. For what? What are you holding it out for? Like, and I would just enjoy the moment and not worry about tomorrow. And I kind of helped him like care about tomorrow a little bit and not just the moment. But we drank like fishes, and we couldn't be together without drinking like fishes.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like toxic.
Yeah.
But it was, I lived like, yeah. But that's the only, but he was a good guy. There was no ever drama. He was never shady, but it came with the other side. Even though I did walk away from him, technically, I did actually. He got involved. I'll say it, he started doing cocaine. And I said, no, bro, you're going too far. And he was in my car, and he dropped an 8-ball out of his pocket in my car, and I lost my shit. I lost it.
I would have been pissed off.
I said, that's it. And I didn't hang out with him.
Dad's on. Right? Is that what it says? Yeah.
Yeah. It is what it is. And I remember saying, "That's it. I can't be friends. If you have to pick that or me," and he chose that, and I
Yeah.
said, "Fine." And I didn't hate him. I
Yeah.
just went, "You're going down a different road." Like, and
See you
then
later.
you know, we always kind of kept in touch through Facebook, and he ended up doing his own thing later on in life before he passed away.
Mhm.
And then when I saw him last, things hadn't really changed a lot with him. He still was, but besides having a family.
How was Kirby?
Oh,
Kirby's home.
we just put him down.
Don't say that.
No, I'm just kidding. He was just on camera.
But she wasn't here. Kirby's here.
No, he's
sleeping now.
here. He's fine.
He's over behind you,
Oh,
actually.
nice and warm and cozy. That's one thing about pit bulls. They like to be
Snuggly.
nice, snuggle because they don't have a coat. They shake a lot
Yeah.
because they don't have fur for that.
Yeah.
Like so, you're probably going to sleep underneath the blanket a lot, even when they get bigger.
Oh darn.
So be prepared that
He's gonna need his own blanket because Kelsey and I can't share your blankets either.
No, that's I'm serious.
No, I know. I'm kidding.
2 dachshunds I had, and they would always sleep like right on top of me.
Yeah.
Like because they need the body heat, and they you know the snuggle bugs.
Yeah.
And they're the best
okay with
puppies. The problem is if you really do have 2 separate blankets, you're probably going to need a third one for it. I'm serious because they're going to want to sleep underneath the blanket.
That's
And
okay.
no, that is okay.
Good thing we got a king size bed.
Yeah, I had a full size bed when I first bought my house. A full size bed with 2 dachshunds in there, and then sometimes a girlfriend would come over. I'd be like, "All right, guys," and they'd be jumping back in the bed. I'm like, "Come on, guys!" And jump in the bed. I'm like, "Really, really, you guys need to get up. Daddy needs a little fun time."
Don't look.
Okay, everyone downstairs. Everyone downstairs.
Move it.
Not you. Not you. You're back up there. You're back up there.
Let's get up there.
I'd be like, "Nope."
Did you just have boy dogs?
Huh?
Did you just have boy dogs?
No. My first dog was Gugliata. Was a standard dachshund. He was huge. He had a big chest on him. He was real long because he was a standard. And actually, his testicle didn't drop until much later, and that's why I got such a good deal on him.
Oh yeah.
Because he was immaculate. He would have won everything if he showed.
Yeah.
But because he didn't drop until much later, and they were like, "I'll give you a deal on him," and I was like, "Okay, perfect." And then
Kirby, you've changed.
Then I had Rocky, and then we had Ed, and then we got Captiva, which is a girl, and then we got Padme, which was a girl, and then we had Abby for a little bit, and we had Peanuts for a little bit, which was a boy too. So we did have a little bit of a mixture, and I think they're all the same. I think they're all. It's usually the breed is usually what really shines because my 2 dachshunds were cuddle bugs. Ed was like a protector. He was that guy who kind of always hung out with Marin and always kind of did I don't know, like babysitting almost until he had a seizure. He had a major seizure, so bad that we found him and he was just laying on the floor. And his eye was moving, but he couldn't move anything. We took him to the vet. And that will be the hardest story I will say, but I'll try not to cry because it kills me.
Yeah.
Is when I had to take him to the vet, and so Jay Lee and Marin's about 2, something like that, real little. And I asked the vet, and they're like, "No, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do." So I said, "Okay, we have to put him to sleep because
we're not taking home a vegetable."
Right.
They're eating the dogs.
So I came home. Oh God.
Take a drink.
Came home.
Take a drink.
I came home and Marin asked me, "Where's Ed?" And I said he had to go to heaven. And she looked at me straight in the eye in the kitchen. I was at the back door, and you know my house, so at the back door. And she says, "Well, you go to heaven and bring him back because I
don't
need
understand.
him."
Yeah.
And I like broke down like a mess because I was such an innocent, like, "Oh no, you go back."
Yeah.
And which like she was full of tears. You go back and you get him because he can't go. And we did a wonderful thing we wrote a letter from Ed and left a stuffed animal that looks just like Ed
Yeah.
and gave it to her and said that.
Does she know that now, or are you
You know
spoiling
what?
something?
I've never asked. Like,
Wait, do you still have that stuffed animal Ed gave
she
you?
does. She does.
No?
I have it packed at home
Oh, you
because
have it.
because of her room. I have it packed, and she kept it. Like I know she kept it, and it was important to her.
Yeah.
And but yeah, we did that, and then when I don't know, I think when Gugliotta died at 20, that was a mess.
That's
That
a
was
long time.
and my ex-wife used to hate me because when he was around, he was at his prime, if you will, when we were married. And I always used to go my firstborn, and she goes, "No, this is your friend." I'm like, "No, that is." So I was like, "He was around before everybody."
And you know what? He's still your firstborn.
and he passed away. I think I had quit drinking, and I drank for like almost like a day straight. I was so crushed by
What the
that.
fuck is happening down there? Did you hear that?
I know.
Boom, 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 boom. Like
Mind your
business.
Kirby's
She's burning calories.
Burning calories. Mind your business.
Gross.
Too far. And then Rocky died, and that was hard for me because he died at like 18, 19.
What was Rocky?
Miniature dachshund, double dappled. So it was like so he's brown with dark brown spots with light brown spots. So it was like he had 3 colored browns on him.
Yeah.
So it was he was so pretty. And his name's Rocky. And then the Captiva, which is that's a different story because I saw someone who never had a pet really lose
I think you're gonna say emotions.
It was so emotional. I've never seen her that emotional.
Yeah.
To this day, we had to go and she had a big tumor in her throat and basically stopped eating and basically was going on a week. And we were like, we got to put her down because we can't get water down her. We can't get food down her.
Yeah.
And they can't do an operation. We couldn't afford an operation. Forget even, but it was already, it did like in 1 week, just like, and then she couldn't do anything. And we went into the place, and I was like, okay. So I'm trying to explain to Jaylee, I'm like, they're gonna come in, and they were actually really nice. They're like, oh, do you need some time? And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I'm a little weird because I've actually had to put down horses too. So I'm not that I'm numb by it, but you just kind of go, listen, this is best.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say I'm numb because I do cry, but it's like in my heart, I know it's the right thing to do. And they gave her the shot, and I'll get emotional over this because to this day, and then she grabbed Captiva, crying, grabbing her and begging her, don't go. I have never seen someone broke down because that was her first dog, and I had done it. I don't say 100 times, but I have done it enough times where you kind of get a little wall. It hurts, but it's a little like, you know what, buddy or honey.
Yeah,
I'm
sad to see you go,
but it's time. I can see it. It wasn't for her, and she was. Oh God, she was a wreck, and I was just like, oh, because she's a very tough person. I never seen that side, and I was like, we gotta let her go.
It's always hard seeing somebody that you've never seen cry.
Yeah, and she just kept lifting her up, like, and it's like almost like move, don't, forget it, take it away, and I was like, honey, like
you can't.
This is so good for her because of the not eating, and she was actually. I feel like we were torturing her, trying to get food down her throat because we were actually trying to take syringes and trying to see if it was. And then
or then you don't feed her and then you starve her and she's gonna.
Right. So you get it.
Yeah.
So she landed up. That landed up happening, and then Abby. It was literally like Abby was fine one day. Oh, she was getting old. I mean, first of all, she was much older.
And what was she?
She was an English setter, and literally one day, like.
Do you have a favorite breed? Do you have breeds that you will absolutely never have?
Yes.
Answer the first question first, or you can answer them both. I don't care. I tend to do that. I ask like 14 questions.
Okay, my heart breaks for German Shepherds.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're great dogs to own, but when they fall apart, they fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no. It's like literally Great Danes. Uh, like it's just like one day they're young, and the next minute they can't walk,
Yeah.
and you're like, "What's happening?"
Yeah.
And when they fall apart, they really fall apart. When the big dogs fall apart, it's like German Shepherd will start dragging its back legs because its hips. That always goes
Mm-hmm.
first. I'm not saying they're bad dogs, and
No.
that's what
Yeah.
breaks your heart
Yeah.
is that their will is stronger than their body, and
Right.
then you're dealing with a dog who is like dragging itself around, and it breaks you, or it breaks me.
Mm-hmm.
It breaks me. I'll say it right now. It breaks me.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse watching your dog slowly fall apart.
Yeah.
Now, Gugliotta at the age of 20 landed up getting lupus and started getting big sores on his body, and that's when I was like, it's time.
Yeah.
But he was 20.
Right.
Now so you add 7 to every year to that. That's how old he was. In human.
What's 20 times 7?
Why are you asking me? Like I literally just said.
So like 140?
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah.
And
Kelsey, what's 20 times 40?
you
No.
got the phone.
20 times 7. 20 times 7. It's got to be 140. Because 5 times.
140. There you go.
Okay.
Actually did. Teacher.
Perfect. Thank you.
Can
you stop Stop it.
I loved having Ed, even though that's a lot of because they Labradors.
Did you feel connected to that name?
Oh,
the LD, you know.
Ed LD. No, oh crap, I don't remember his name, but he was a own. What happened was a guy I know committed suicide, and that dog was
this is such a downer.
his daughter was his daughter's dog, and his daughter went with with the mother, and the dog had no place to go. So, hi Jane. So he landed up coming with us, and Niles J landed up saying he wanted to name after a train, and I was like, I think he's a little bit too old to be changing his name, but we started calling him Ed, and he was like, okay, I'm Ed now. Like, okay. He was so easy going. He was like, you call me shithead. I'd be like,
you don't remember his originally? Is that what
no, I can't for the love of me. And it's so long ago.
Yeah.
We're talking almost 18 years ago, if not even further.
Yeah.
But that one, I brought a dachshund. I really did love my dachshunds. I did. Doesn't mean I know all dachshunds are great.
That's the most love reaction ever. What does that mean? What are you talking about?
Like you can change your name and he doesn't care. He's so laid back. I think what happens is I like all breeds like a certain way. If I have, I know it sounds so bad. Like if I have a thin coated golden, I would love a golden, but I wouldn't want a thick golden, like a correct golden, like what it's supposed to be in the show ring. That's too much hair for me. Yeah. Like I'd be like, no. I love.
I know a guy. 12 minutes in out.
I know a guy. $15. Don't worry about the burns.
That's a different person. That's a forever.
Right.
You get besties. Bestie waxes. Oh, perfect.
But like there's a lot of like Padme was a Welsh Terrier, a Welsh Spaniel, and I loved her because she was like just another love bug. She was like a field spaniel, like Padme. I mean Captiva. And I do love those. I haven't met. I'm sure there are, but every pup we've had has been a love bug.
What do your parents have?
Clumber Spaniels and Field Spaniels.
That's right.
Oh, and they did Irish Setters too. They showed that too. That's how I laid up. Some of them retired and they would just come home with me. Padme, I mean,
get it together over here.
Captiva, I remember having a thing with my mom. I don't even know if she's on because, but my mom didn't want. She goes, don't take Padme. Don't take
Get it
Captiva.
together.
I know. I really miss Padme. I think I
See
really
that.
do miss. You can't take her. You won't be good for Marin. And she goes, why? She goes, she's not really. She's kind of skittish because she wasn't a good show dog. And I said, yeah, but I think she just needs to be loved. And she goes, no. She's gonna bite Marin. And I said, no. And I actually took her. I like one day took her out of my parents' house and brought her home, and she never went back. And my daughter, there's videos of my daughter because we grew out her hair extra long, and so she would sit there with
Oh
a
my god,
brush,
that video.
and
that was just not fun, like a month ago.
Yeah, and she'll
So
brush
cute.
that hair.
Are you
and
done
then,
yet?
No. And then move it, and then be like, no, move it, put it exactly where it was again. No.
Is that why you're so connected to her? Because like you were the one on the same. We used to do the same shit to you.
Yeah, I know. I know. And she was a complete love bug, a complete. Then Padme, she got a tumor and right in her groin so bad. I think it just grew so fast, and she landed up she didn't wake up one day, and I think it burst because it was sometimes they grow so fast that you just kind of go,
yeah.
Even though you go, yeah, I go to the vet, you can do this, but it's when they get to a certain age, you go, do you really want to take a 13-year-old, 14-year-old dog to the vet where they're going to tell you we can do surgery, and then it dies the next day because you're already 13, 14 on a dog, you know what I'm saying? And it was bad because it grew right by her kidneys, and she started losing control, and it was like, oh, and I hate seeing that's the part of owning a dog I don't like, is that watching them one day being not die, but like they fall apart in front of you. That's the part that breaks your heart about having an animal. But it does outweigh the joy that they bring you your whole life. But it's like that moment of, and I've gotten through it quite a few times, and I'm actually surprised because this is the longest I've ever not had an animal in my house.
When's the last time? Oh, how long has it been since you had a
Padme was the last one.
Which was
5 years ago, something like that, 6 years ago, because I was with Shannon still, and Marin was still. So no, about 5 years ago, 4 to 5 years ago, and I feel the freedom of not having an animal because I don't worry about them like I used to. Like I used to, I have like a door, and you just kind of go, okay, you're in the kitchen. If you mess, you're in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, and hopefully I can be back enough time that, you don't work around it. Once you get a pup, it's like your life is now. It's like having a child.
Yeah.
It's exactly like having a child. You need to be home more than you're out because you need to let it out. You need to feed it. You need to walk it. You need to entertain it. It just can't be like a cat. A cat you can never look at. You just got to clean the kitty litter.
Yeah.
And then you can pet it and love it when you choose to. A dog is...
when it lets you.
Yeah, it lets you. Exactly. When it lets you. A dog is another monster because you can't go out for 9 hours. Because him or her has to pee and go to the bathroom.
Right.
And I know we have Ashley and Jane, and they just can't go. You just can't go. Like you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like a cat, you can leave all day. You could actually leave a cat overnight at your house.
We can't because we feed ours twice a day, but normally, yes.
I'm not saying, but you could do that.
Yeah.
Like your cat won't die. Your dog can't function.
Yeah.
A dog is I always say this, it is a 1 or 2 year old child. So it can't tell you things. It can't tell you when it's sick. It can't tell you when it's mad. In the best excuse to leave words on time. Yes. Yeah. It is. But that's what happens. Just like, it's like I have to go. Why? Because they got like 6 hours or, so many hours, and that's it.
Yeah.
You go 6 hours without going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You don't eat all day because I'm not talking for everybody, but if you're going to leave him for a long time, you don't want to feed him first thing in the morning. He'll poop everywhere.
Yeah.
Now he's a puppy, so it's even worse.
Yeah. Like he's a newborn right now, so we're up in the middle of the night.
Like
let him out. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to do too much of that. But yes, yes. But you don't want to do too much of it.
Who the fuck wakes you up to get them outside?
Who still takes them outside?
Yeah, we.
Just
Bestie,
what
I'm
the
up when you're
best
up.
thing to do is though, with a puppy his age for 12 weeks, you just put down newspaper.
Yeah.
And then train him on the newspaper, and then take him outside, because once he'll learn outside all the time, you're going to have to take him out every whatever you are letting him out. He'll get in the habit of doing that. It's like kind of like a child. You know how you put diapers on them, but you try to change them, and then you try to potty train them. It's like the same thing. Or feeding. That's what that is, like feeding. You know, when it's like 3 hours, then you go 4 hours, and then you go like 5 hours. It's the exact same thing with potting. Because if you go out every 5 minutes, he's going to want it. He learns that stuff all now. You have to put the most work is when they're young, because when they're old, they're going to remember the foundation that you put, which if you talk to your sister, which is just like kids, you do the most work on foundation when they're little, and when they grow up, they have something to go back to, like, hey, I know I'm supposed to be home before the lights shut off, like before the sun goes down. I know I have to be home. And then as an adult, you go, it's getting late. I know I don't have to be home, but gee, it's late. To this day, I still have 8 o'clock's late. Like, I don't call anyone.
Here you are.
No, I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, in my head, I always go 8 o'clock's late to call someone.
Unless I call someone. Yeah.
Unless I know.
Even like at the salon, if it's like 6 o'clock, can't call you anymore. Sorry. Because it's like dinner. You could be at dinner.
Yeah, you could be doing something, and that's the way. Like, my generation was brought up. Like 8 o'clock. Like, you call before 8 o'clock. Or if someone tells you and call at 9 o'clock. Right. But they tell you because they're sitting by the phone ready for you to call. Nowadays, I see the kids, because everyone has a phone, they're texting and talking no matter what time it is. And it's not a big deal. But I'm from the different generation but if you put that foundation for him, that's how it works. Yeah. Because he kind of will learn everything now. So you'd be like, now it's like, oh, go on the thing. And then you go longer and longer. And then you're like, okay, no. You got to hold it, and you got to be like a tough. I don't know who's going to be it, but someone's got to be the tough mom here. Yeah. And be like, no. Maybe a little on the nose. You're not beating it. You're just, no, don't do that. But you have that stern voice, so they know, oh crap, I don't want to do that. It's a kid. Yeah. It's like a kid touching a hot stove. You don't sit there and just go, good boy. And that's how it is. And so you really do want to keep an eye on letting him out 24. Like, if you're waking every 3 hours, the longer you do that, the longer he'll do it. Probably my best advice is just put newspaper down, because he's so young. And because usually when in a whelping box, there's newspaper in the whelping box that absorbs the pee and the poop. And so usually like that type of paper in there. It's ironic, but and then usually they're used to going in that, because that's using a whelping box usually, or some type of paper. So they're kind of used to it usually. Usually.
Good to know.
It is. It's you.
So we should stop doing that.
You literally are.
You bitch. You get out of the night shift, and I still have the day shift.
Literally, you've become parents. You've become parents. You have become parents to a child that needs you as it gets older, less and less, but still needs you. Because let's face it, I'll just use Barnes, or we'll do Jerry. They can't leave them for hours and hours at home. There's got to be someone. I know you got a little dog thing, but you got to leave it open. And in the winter, you can't do that. Right. You got it. Yeah. And they're going to be like, hey, the only good thing is if you teach them, and this is something my dogs used to do, and my mom tried to teach some of her dogs, was that you could buy bells. I didn't have bells, but they go over to the bells at the door, and my dogs used to smack at the door. And then what happened was, I bought the first dog, was Gugliata, taught him, that taught Rocky, that taught Ed, because the next one would come in and go, hey, and they would go like this. They like the door was here, and you can hear them clawing it, and you go, all right, come. And then I'd open up the door, let them out, and let them in. But it was at night and during the day.
Mm-hmm.
They would basically, I would like close the kitchen window because they were, that I have the half a door,
Yeah.
and just keep them in there. So if there was any accidents, it was on linoleum floor.
Yeah.
And then.
Your house carpet? Your house is carpet,
No,
right?
well,
Your living room?
my living room,
Yeah.
but my
bedrooms?
no, they have little like square.
Okay.
Like there's carpet, but it's not all the way. It's not wall to wall.
Got it.
But the kitchen and the hallway doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so I used to do that, and then I waited a long time. I waited to when the main three got to a certain age. That's when they were able to run the whole all day.
Yeah.
It did change when Sue left and Jay Lee came, because then Jay Lee was home a lot, so she would let out the pups a lot, but not as much as you think.
Yeah.
Because she used to want the house like real quiet.
Oh yeah, she's fucking OCD about that.
Yeah, so it was all about being
and she
quiet.
vacuumed like 14 times a day.
Yeah, so it was like a lot of things like that. And so then the dogs had their pecking order.
Yeah.
You can walk by anytime you want, I guess.
Just starting
Well, we gotta get going.
It's about that time?
It's about that time.
I'm sorry, I lectured about dogs.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
What is it? During the day, he's the door. Yeah, see? And then he knows that. See, if you can teach your pup to kind of do that, like, and you can easily come over, gotta go, and then give them a treat.
Yeah.
And it's all about treat and rewards. And when they do something bad, it's no, and you got to be like that mean parent. And then when they do something good, reprimand, praise them, reward them.
Yeah.
And then, but if you don't do it now, once they get to a certain age, it's like, hey, you've always let me poop here, I'm pooping here all the time. Some get in dachshunds, and certain dogs can get bad habits, and they won't break. My dachshunds wouldn't go out in the rain. Would not. I would have to like pick them up, put them outside, and they would stand there and go, as soon as I come in, I'm gonna piss on the floor, and I'd be like, you're gonna get in trouble, you piss on the floor. And they would just stand there, I'm like, I'm leaving it out there for days if you don't think. And he would be there with his legs crossed, like, oh yeah.
I can hold this baby for miles.
All right, guys, we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.